right, well, Ammon here, aka Salmon Ammon, and we are doing something a little different. So I've fished this lake a few times in later season, specifically going after bass. Now I'm still kind of targeting bass today, but it's early season. Water temps are significantly colder than when I typically target this lake. This lake has a really healthy population of bass, but it's also supposed to have some pretty large rainbows, and they're a real specific strain of rainbows. So today, coming early, part of it is I've been sick, so fishing with people seemed like I may be exposing them, so I'm fishing by myself in the kayak and just thought I would I would try something different. So I'm gonna slow troll. It's fly fishing only, so I'm gonna slow troll some flies. Kind of unsure what to expect. I may come out with a skunk. I may not find any rainbows, which is kind of my secondary, but I'd really like to catch a rainbow out of this lake. And with these cold water temps and stuff, maybe I don't catch any bass either. But it's a beautiful morning, calm water. This is the highest I've ever fished this lake, once again, because I usually fish it late season. So I'm gonna put the prop down and see what we can do. Hopefully some fish to come. All right, so I'm starting with kind of a cop car looking googly eyed fly that I got secondhand at a thrift store, with a black bead head, little streamer in front, and we'll just kind of see what we can come up with. All right, I need to slow it down a lot. I'm going too fast. I'm used to my other trolling methods, so we'll see what we can do. I've got this has been a really productive fly out here, and then I got a little pink guy in front of it. I've not run anything in front of these, but I'm just doing something a little different today, so we'll see what happens. Oh, there we go. Nice. Fish on. Okay. Starting with a decent one. Ooh. Just jump over here too. Looks like it's on the back fly. Ooh, this is a good bass. Probably one of the bigger bass I've caught in here. And that's on that same trusty fly. Maybe he's not quite ready yet. So it's gonna be that was the deepest running fly. Now I've got floating line. I don't want to run too deep on any of these, because there we go. It's a super shallow lake. So even though I'm running, alright, we're running in circles here. Even though I'm running a weighted fly, I think sometimes that weighted fly does more action as I'm trying to kind of wiggle, and if I'm only running one rod, I sit and kind of jig it, and the floating line keeps it from going too deep, but then that weighted head, you know, gives it a little more action. So let's take a look at this guy. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid Davis Lake bass. Trying to hook myself here. There we go. Solid bass. So, all right, we're gonna keep some of these for fish tacos. I kept a few last year. They're invasive in this lake, and they're delicious. Just really delicious. So I'm sure super cold water early season, this one's gonna taste great. So there we go. All right, well, I only caught that one. I trolled for quite a while. Sun's getting a little higher. I'm pushing in now close to these reeds, and I'm going to use this little, once again, these are homemade flies that I got at a thrift store. Super cool. Popper. Imitates a frog, or, you know, could imitate other things, but I'd say mostly a frog. I'm going to try to wing it right up in. The water line is right at kind of the top of the reed, so they're just barely poking out. I'm going to try to whip it in right at the edge or even slightly into the reeds, and then just barely pop it out, and we'll see if we can't, you know, get something to take it. There we go. Let's see if I can get it out of the weeds. That's going to be the trouble. Not very big, but got one. Okay. Tiny compared to my first one, but we'll take it. It's something. Okay, well, one for the popper. All right, well, the fishing was slow. Just caught the 2 fish. I missed a bunch on the top water in the reeds, but I think they were just really small fish because it was just small swirls, small hits. So I kind of gave up on that. I trolled some more. I actually didn't even have another bite. So I kind of caught 2 extremes here. I caught barely big enough for a one-man lunch, and then fortunately big enough for a family dinner. So there we go. Hold them next to each other to see that size difference. This guy, I'll measure it real quick. All right, so 15 inches. So that's a pretty big bass. We're going to keep him for dinner, and we're going to do a little quick catch and cook on this guy. So here we go. All right, so what I'm going to be doing, super simple, quick, easy. You can do this with bass, trout, perch, walleye, kokanee, salmon. I mean, anything, any fish you like to eat, catfish, it's going to be good. So I'm heating up some water. This is kind of a dual purpose. And then heating up the grill. I'm going to grill these fillets. And I left skin on. We're going to go skin side down. I'm not going to flip them. I'm just going to grill them skin side down. And the only thing I'm going to put on them is a little black pepper. You can do whatever you want. And I don't even have to worry about quite cooking them all the way. I just want to cook them enough. When it starts getting to that point where you can really see it's cooking through, that skin will peel off the grill. It'll kind of, you know, let loose. And then also that meat will just flake right off the skin. And then what I'm going to do is I got a quick and easy ramen bowl. So this is just a spicy ramen bowl. And I'm going to flake off the fish into my ramen bowl, pour my boiling water over it, let it sit for 4 minutes. It kind of finishes and ensures that fish is cooked, but not overcooked. And then you enjoy. Delicious. Super easy, super portable. Stove, grill, water, fish. I don't even need the black pepper or anything to add to it. It's plenty salty, so I don't add salt. And yeah, we're gonna cook some food. Almost cooked through. Get this guy open. Get my, and this one has the soup ramen pack and the spicy. I like both. If it's too spicy, you can always just do, you know, a partial. Once again, so easy. See that? It's broke loose completely. Might give it just a tiny bit on that side. Yep, water's still hot. Yep. Okay, so there we go. Nice white peppered bass. It's going to be real hot. But what I like to do is just grab that skin like so and just flake it off. Put it here where I can throw it in the garbage. There we go. There's one. Oh boy. Alright, wash my hands again real quick. So as you can see, we got that fish in there. I like to go ahead and add my seasoning so that flavor kind of soaks into the noodles and the fish. There we go. Okay. Go up to that fill line. Now, 4 minutes, which gives me, you know, just enough time to kind of clean up some of this. You know, so basically while the fish was cooking, the water was boiling, I filleted my other fish. Now, while that's soaking, I'll clean up everything except the hot grill, eat my lunch. By the time I'm done eating, the grill's cool, I pack it up, and I've probably, from start to finish, you know, it's like a 30-minute lunch on the go, which is super quick. All right, sorry about that. It just quit recording, but hopefully it's super tasty. So we'll see. All right, it's probably only been like 2 or 3 minutes, but I kind of like my noodles a little firm anyway. And I'm going to show you, you know, nice white, hopefully you can see that, white flaky meat. And get some noodles in with it. Be a big bite. Very hot. Delicious. Delicious. So, I mean, there you go. Hopefully, if you're out, you know, doing some fishing and you like to do some catch and cook, but you want to do something a little different than just, you know, grilling it or wrapping it in tin foil with some butter and throwing it in the fire, that kind of stuff, which it's really good. But have you a nice seafood ramen bowl, and yeah, you'll enjoy. Nice little snack before I head home. So let me know if you like this video. Kind of slow action on the fishing, but caught just enough for dinner and lunch. And, you know, nice little change to, you know, what I'm doing most of the time. But hit me up with questions in the comments. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel. We'll catch you later, and fish on.